talking biscuit boy proud. Static crackles like a rattlesnake's tail. Voices rolling like a freight train wheel. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Gravy drips in the southern drawl. Stories thick like the cypress tall. Radio rebels riding wild and free, shouting truths like a storm at sea. Hey, hey, can you feel that beat? Boots on the floor, fire in the heat. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Tales of dirt roads, whiskey skies that cut through the night like fireflies. Laughter echoes through the pines, two voices cross them county lines.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show on your Monday. We're gonna bring up Podbean before we start talking anything of consequential, which I don't know if we ever really do talk about anything that's consequential.
Well,
We just do what we do, man. And that's,
David broke clocks right twice a day. Remember that.
well, I don't, but I don't know. Maybe mine would start working right before it got around that time, and so it would not be good. So happy Monday, though. Happy Monday, folks.
Happy Monday.
Biscuit boy in the house. Hope you had a good weekend, like we said. And
There you go, sir.
thank you. Got coffee in the house. Look at Paul. He'd make a good server, right?
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you.
I want to be the lead servant in every room I walk into.
That's right. A servant, got a servant's heart, servant leadership. It would be good. You would do good in a place where you could serve while you got the gun on the side with the glasses on. That would be. You could work it like, I don't know, like one of those
CIA fast food place.
No. It'd be like the ski lodge, man.
There you go.
I could see you coming in, with serving the hot toddies and all that stuff, How was the slope? Giving advice,
Right.
Got a little tip jar there. You make a drink, they put some tips in the jar.
Gotcha.
You've done a lot of stuff in your life. You ever been a bartender?
No, I have not.
I've never been a bartender. Can you make drinks though? Back in the day, could you make drinks?
Lord, yeah, I can make drinks.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Does the shoes stink? If
they ask you if you can make it, you always say yeah. You just throw stuff together. We used to have this
No,
guy.
I just take a little Jack Daniels, pour it into a shot glass. There you go. The best drink ever made.
There was a guy I worked with. He was a National Guardsman. God bless our National Guardsmen.
Amen.
Funny guy. He would make these concoctions up, and he just throw a name on it. This guy was like he saved money. He would take all the little bits of food that was left over. He'd put them back in the cooler, and mark them the date and all that. Then on like a Saturday or something,
Yeah.
or throughout the week, he would spring like he would get an idea he'd try new things. It's not on the menu, dude.
Right.
Like he would make up some sort of a whatchamacallit dish, put it on the breakfast bar at Shoney's. This was at Shoney's, and they would devour it.
Wow.
And they would come back and say, "Hey, we want more of that whatchamacallit," or whatever he called it.
That's it.
That's what he would say. I'm sorry, it was it. And they get mad. Like,
Wow.
oh, it was the best thing I ever had. We didn't even know Shoney served that.
Well, they don't.
I don't know if Shoney's management would even knew he was doing it, but they trained me to be the opening cook when he was on his guard duty.
Right.
So he had to come in at like 4:30, man, and start cutting all that stuff up.
Right.
It was a busy job, and they would be asking about that stuff, and I'd say, "Oh, you got to wait for dude to get back." Like I don't make that stuff.
I wonder if he was writing down all the ingredients to, maybe one day open his own place and start serving these.
He just said, "I like to cook. I don't like to waste food." And he said, I just look for a way to get rid of it.
Wow.
He never did the same dish twice, by the way.
Wow.
It was always, what could I make
Something
now and put it out there. And there's always them people that will eat whatever you put out anyway,
Well, yeah.
And they'd say, "What is this?" And he'd put like a little card there, what it was, but that didn't tell you nothing.
It's the chef's special. It's what it is. It's the chef's special.
He'd make, they used to have in that breakfast bar or the bar itself, those little, it was like a rectangular, container.
Yeah.
He would make one of those. Whatever he made, he would make one of those.
Okay.
Hey, Dusty Poff, how you doing? Hey, broski.
What's going on?
How about you? Hope y'all had a great day.
How about them Seahawks?
Yeah, Biscuit Boy. It's the Cornbread Man and Biscuit Boy.
That's it.
It's like Tango and Cash. I don't know. We just have always, done well together.
Yeah.
We've always bounced off of each other ideas and funny stuff. We've had a lot of fun in our
That's the name
life.
of the game. Have fun.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
And we've came through some valleys, and we've climbed the mountain and went back down the valley and climbed another mountain. We're pretty much mountain raiders right now. We're trying. There's some valleys still come our way, but Dusty's got. And that's my fault, man. I got to send you Biscuit Boy's info. I will do that tonight, man. I promise. I've got it in my phone. I just forgot. That's on me. I forgot to send it to you.
Dave, if you're always on top, you don't appreciate it as much.
Well, that's true.
You have to experience those valleys and the climb and the grit, to get back up to the top, and then you appreciate it more.
That's right. You got to do it. So, people. It's like the saying: if you give somebody something, they'll never appreciate it. But if they've got skin in the game, they will take care of it. Even if it's just
Most
a little
definitely.
bit of money, as long as they have something invested into whatever it is you're trying to help them with.
It's like the old saying: you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach him how to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or hunt, whatever. You can throw whatever you want to in there.
Just don't teach him to make beer,
Well, that's something he's going to have to learn on his own there. But
because he might drink the rest of his life. We don't want that.
hey, I learned something new.
Uh-oh.
I want to share with people. And this is all natural. You can look it up, and check this out. Always check things out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. But I have seen that they've pinpointed when they took certain things out of our diet back in the 50s. And this is one of the things that was taken away from us. It is aged garlic. You age it for, I don't know, 600-700 days, and it turns a deep purple, dark purple color.
Okay.
And they say that is the best thing in the world that you can put into your body to help with your blood pressure.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
aged garlic. This, just regular garlic, yeah, it's good, but it's not doing anything for you.
got to age it.
Aged garlic. Yes, our grandparents had these things in their diet. Now that's just one. I'll come up and learn more, as time goes on. But yeah, that's and there's been a lot of scientific study put behind it. And
well, my daddy always
we're
said
coming out of the dark ages again when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, my daddy always said that his mother had the cure-all. Like no matter what they were sick of, she had the cure.
I don't doubt it.
And it was called castor oil.
Yep. Castor oil. I use castor oil on a daily basis.
Because after you had it once, it either cured it or you wasn't going to ask for it again.
Yeah.
Because that first dose was pretty rough.
You'd let them think you were cured. But no, I use castor oil as a binder now. That's something that Jody and I have started developing as our own apothecary with different oils and things of that nature. And castor oil is a really good binder oil to use. That and coconut oil. Coconut oil is really good.
What do you mean by binder? Explain that.
Say you're adding, for instance, say your tea tree oil.
Yeah.
And you're going to add some frankincense and just some picking things off the top of my head. Maybe it's some sage oil. Gotcha. You're going to mix those three things together. Okay. You want to add a little castor oil in with it to help all those things combine together and mix well into that castor oil. Also, that castor oil is going to keep it, like tea tree oil will burn your skin. If some of these things will burn you. So the castor oil helps soothe that as well. And so does coconut oil. Coconut oil is a really good
yeah, I've heard a lot about coconut oil.
Binder. Yep.
A lot about coconut oil.
Howie and I both ate a spoonful of it. We've got the coconut paste, and I'll get me a spoonful, and he loves it. He'll get him a spoonful. It's really good for his teeth, his coat, gums, all that good stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, there's a little bit of information for you guys.
There you go. That's what we're here for. To give you a laugh, to give you some information.
Yep.
To make you mad sometimes. Not meaning to.
I can promise you, if I did not hurt your feelings last year, hang around. I'll get to you this year.
That's why kimchi is so
joking.
good for you. Fermented cabbage, garlic, ginger, chili powder, scallions, and buried in a pot underground for 3 to 6 months. But my God, man, don't that stink like Godzilla's butt? I mean,
well, it might.
I mean, how could you eat it?
Very carefully.
He says he's got Broski's cure-all. I mean, I think, doesn't kimchi stink when it comes out?
A lot of things stink, when you first smell them, but you become accustomed to it after a while.
Dude, no way am I going to get okay with something that smells like vomit or something. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Well,
I'm not saying the kimchi does, but whatever it smells like, it's got to be disgusting.
You just have to change the delivery mechanism. You know what I mean?
What do you mean the delivery mechanism?
Well, instead of doing it where taking it so that you can smell it, maybe you want to mix it with something, or get one of those old clothes hanger pins, and put it on your nose, and you can drink it that way. My wife, when she takes cough syrup, she has to hold her nose and drink it. Some people just,
I think the taste is going to suck as well. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Kombucha, is not the best tasting stuff in the world, but it's good stuff.
Let's go here because I want to go there.
All right.
Have you? I shouldn't do this. Sorry, Paul. Biscuit boy.
Come on.
Have you ever done? Because everybody talks about it. A coffee enema.
I have not. Nor will I.
All them celebrities, man, they talk about the coffee enema.
That I'm just gonna, a person walks into the doctor's office and says that their butt hurts. They're around the entrance. The doctor says, "Well, it's not an entrance; it's an exit. Change your traffic pattern; it might not hurt as bad." So that's the enemas. You can't be doing that stuff. Sometimes they're good for you. I've never that I'm aware of. I'll put it that way. That I'm aware of. I've never had an enema. I've had some gastro things done, and I've been out. They could have. I know they put a lot of air up in there before. You got to let that one rip before you can leave the colonoscopy.
That's true. I've been there.
Yeah.
There's that scene in All in the Family where Archie they think he's been poisoned by the mushrooms,
right?
And he's walking around the little chair, and Edith stops him and says, "Do you need an enema?" He said, "The pain is up here, not down there."
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Do you need an enema?
No way.
Mm.
That's like,
Hey,
I hate to be gross, but you have to do it sometimes. But like, they bad sick and they give you the capsule that goes up the bum, and you got to do that for your kid or something. I feel like I always felt, my wife did it a lot because I always felt like I was.
Right. Let me ask you a question. When you were a kid, did your mom have one of those bags? You remember the red rubber bags, and they had a hose that came off of it, and it had that little wand on the end of it? I never knew what that was for. I'd fill that thing up with water and put it under my arm and squirt it, all over while I was in the shower. I had no clue. And man, when I found out what that was, woo, I had a sinking feeling in my stomach. Oh my goodness. I had no clue,
I swear to the good Lord above, I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, really?
You did with that. I was like, no.
Okay, come on, don't tease us. You got
we were talking about the bum, and you sitting here talking about that. Come on.
No,
man.
It wasn't mine. I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old. I had no clue what it was.
Oh, I've eaten 4 things in life: hamburger, hot dog, pizza, coffee, air. You can add to that a few vegetables, man. Steak, chicken, all that.
Pork. I've eaten everything. I told you.
Doing good, Dusty. I hope you're well. Hope your back is healing.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to try. Don't forget, man, get signed up on some sort of a Cash App kind of thing. You don't have to be that one, and get us the info, man. We're going to try to get you some help for that race car.
I'm looking for you a covered trailer, man.
Yeah, he's looking for the covered trailer.
I'm looking for it.
Boil water and pour it into a mug. You take your fresh ginger, apple cider vinegar, lemon zest. What the heck is lemon zest?
That's the outside of a lemon, the yellow part. You grind it on a whatever, grater or whatever.
Fresh lemon juice.
Zest it.
Raw honey, as opposed to what his other kind of honey is.
Yeah, store bought. Yeah,
okay, and mix together. Yeah. Slam it. And that's Broski's cure-all. Get some.
Sweet. Do you ever add any 90 proof to it? This is strictly
for medicinal purposes.
For medicinal purposes, yes. Saying.
That's what Otis always said on Eddie Griffith's show. It's for medicinal purposes.
He couldn't hardly say medicinal. That's medicinal.
Oh man, I have had to endure some bad medicines before.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying if it was for my good, I might do it, but I got to see some evidences that things are getting better, or I'm abandoning ship. Because I don't know, man.
Well,
I might think that further research needs to be done.
Listen, on these commercials that you see on TV today, the cure's worse than the dang disease.
Oh, I know.
Could cause anal warts or rectal bleeding, or
you might have thoughts of suicide, or
yes, exactly.
Voices will be speaking to you.
Yeah,
you might become
your
paranoid.
Wife may have thoughts of murder.
Some of that stuff does that. And it says, talk to your doctor if any of these things occur. Well, if you're paranoid, and you're having bad thoughts, I don't think you're going to, the doctor's not going to want you talking to them. You know,
Not in person.
Not in person.
Talk to them over the phone or something.
Hotline.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc.
How you doing so hot, man?
That stuff you gave me, I've got rectal warts.
Yeah.
I'm hearing voices, and they're calling your name.
What's your home address again?
Doctor.
Yeah, help me.
Oh.
You ever seen that movie, What About Bob?
No, but that was
Speaking
something my
of-
grandparents on my dad's side would do, and there's an herbal German liquor called
Jägermeister.
Killspitch. How do you say that? Pitch?
Where's it at?
Right here. What is that? Killspitch? Killapitch?
Killapitch. What it
That
look
you take.
like? It's just Jägermeister.
I have more than a couple bottles of cash strength bourbon at my place. I have a bottle of barrel proof tequila. 2. Oh, Watchmen, the sisters made Papa's elixir for medicinal purposes only on the Waltons. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some of those things have you hallucinating too.
Well, see, on the Waltons, Grandpa was all about the woods.
Yeah.
And the plants and stuff.
Yeah.
He definitely knew about what would, get you fired up. We'll say it that way.
Think about Pemberton's first recipe for Coca-Cola. Had cocaine in it, or Coca. All right, Coca-Cola. That's how our parents walked uphill to school in the snow, both ways, home, there and back, whatever, because they got an extra shot in the arm. What it was.
I'll be up for a minute. Let's go. I will. Granddaughter busting in. Cloves
Emergencies.
Cloves and hot water are great. Cloves heal you. I've heard good things about cloves.
I've smoked cloves. They have clove cigarettes, believe it or not.
What?
They taste weird. They just taste weird.
How do you smoke cloves, dude? Come on.
They can crush it, roll it up, and you smoke it. You can smoke anything, man. It'll fit in the pipe. You can smoke it.
Cloves.
Yep, they were popular back in the 80s.
The only one on the Waltons that wasn't a godless heathen was Grandma. She was always on point. John Boy to Jesus in the Good Book. Yeah, pointing John Boy to Jesus in the Good Book. Yeah, there was a lot of wild stuff going on, that's for sure.
John Boy was
NC native
classic.
in the house. I'm all jacked up on Coca-Cola. I'll come at you like a spider monkey, old man.
On all fours. It's the way it be.
Cloves cigarettes are nasty. I can't even believe that there is such a thing, man. Like somebody would actually smoke a clove.
Yep. They were really popular for, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Supposed to be good for your lungs.
I'm so glad I was so sheltered.
Me too.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
You
This
and I
old
had got
boy
a lot of
wasn't
trouble
around.
together.
Oh my gosh.
I
mean, there was the day when I got older and I went to some parties, and there was sometimes you'd see stuff. But I'll be honest with you, I've never seen anybody doing really wild stuff. Like it was more traditional stuff,
Right.
Traditional buzzes, we'll say. But I never heard anybody say, "Hey, man, I got some clove cigarettes, man. You want to smoke one?"
Hop on my unicorn, dude. Let's go for a ride.
I never heard that in my life.
They're good. They weren't terrible, but they weren't the best. I'll put it that way. They were an acquired taste.
Townies smoke clove cigarettes.
Townies.
Yeah, what's a townie?
Somebody that doesn't live on base, I think.
Left-handed lucky clovers. Oh, you're killing me.
Left-handed lucky clovers. That's the flower. What's the funniest name you've ever heard the flower called? You know, marijuana. What's the weirdest name you've ever heard it called? There's a lot of people call it a lot of different things.
The what?
What's the weirdest name you've ever heard marijuana called?
Oh my gosh.
You know, like ganja, you know, stuff like that.
I've heard that, but I never heard that from people that I knew that had. I never heard that.
Right.
I don't think I've ever heard anything weird, man. I like that. I really don't.
There were a lot of different names for it back
They
in the
were
day.
too terrible. Let's see. I thought clove smokes were nasty, but a lot of people like them. Oh yeah, Paul. You said you avoided flavored tobacco, but you smoked Swisher Sweets. What's up with that?
I do like my Swisher Sweets.
They leave a film. We got two different conversations. You got a film on your tongue.
Strawberry.
Jazz cabbage.
Oh, yeah, the devil's lettuce. I mean, it's been called all kinds of stuff, but
I just never, you know.
It's been vilified, man. It's been vilified.
I have, you know, the problem. I mean, no matter what you feel about that stuff, you always run the risk that someone is going to drop something in that's going to hurt you really bad.
Yep, you do.
And there is no getting around that if you're going to someone who's a grow your own kind of person. We'll just say that. You always run a risk.
You can.
I saw it happen to a friend of mine. He thought he was going to die. He was.
I've had that.
He was hallucinating bad.
Yeah, they dip it.
Yeah.
Opium.
And they call that. What's that? The Sherm stick.
Yeah, it's opiated. That, you know, another was tie stick. They call it. You know, they dip it and tie it and hang it up. Yeah.
But it's always been that way. You go back to moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
There was always the people that would put ingredients in there to save on, you know, the
My
cost.
God, look what they did during Prohibition.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were people that went blind and died.
Exactly.
You know, off of
they put poison, you know, turpentine, all kinds of crap in there, and then, you know, some fruit, you know, to flavor, make it not taste so bad. That's where mixed drinks really came from.
I mean, there's just bad people out there
that
do bad things, and they don't care, you know.
No.
Washman says they dip it in embalming fluid. They call it wet. I've heard that expression.
Yep.
I may have even heard it was.
I'll be right back.
Watching a lot of cop shows, you pretty much hear all of it because there's nowadays your big cities especially have the drug expert who's really in tune with the latest lingo, slang, and all that for before the drugs, the street names and stuff, and the new incarnations of drugs that they're coming up with. And so he will warn other officers about what they're fixing to walk into, you know, like, you know, getting the right gloves on or whatever it is. Now it's pretty standard practice, but back in the day, a lot of cops would just go in and they didn't realize before fentanyl really got, you know, out there, and they didn't realize the danger they were walking into. And they would be telling them, hey, look, they would take control of the situation. Like, you know, this kid or this young man or whatever it is really, I mean, he's crazy right now because he's on this stuff. So he could do anything. So that's number one. Number two is when we go in, you got to make sure you don't get this on your skin. You know, so that whole thing changed when you started working with drug. But it not even just drug task force. It could be a regular officer coming to a domestic, and all of a sudden you find out that the kid went out, bought some drugs. He's come back. He's burning it up in his room, and there's odd smells, and the parents are like, I don't know what that is. And, you know, grandma, it's always grandma, they're having to tell grandma, your son has this Sherm stick or tie stick or whatever, or fentanyl or whatever. And they don't even know what that is, man. They're like, they just the kid's up in the room or something, and next thing you know, he's thinking he's flying through the air or something,
or dead,
or talking about killing somebody. It's scary,
yeah.
And they just can't imagine that their little Johnny would do something like that. So it's bad.
Little Johnny probably wouldn't do something like that. He probably thought he was getting him some innocent marijuana.
Well, could be, yeah, could be, man.
And he gets this stuff.
This stuff stinks really bad, man. I mean, when I helped, I won't say who, but I was helping someone, because their loved one was crashed out, man.
Right.
And when they vomited, because you're always going to vomit, man. They're always going to vomit. You're trying to save a life, they're always going to vomit. And that stuff came up. I could smell. I knew it was drugs, but I didn't know what kind. I was guessing heroin.
Right.
It ended up being fentanyl mixed with something else.
Mm.
But I could smell that. It's really disgusting, man. It's always got, let's see, let me go back a little bit. Yep, that was big in Philly, NC. I grow my own weed in the toilet, the same toilet I poop in. I'm glad I don't smoke my own product. Just kidding. There's somebody that does that, dude. You're probably right.
It's supposed to be.
If you rolled a blunt,
fertilizers you can get.
If you rolled a blunt with a Coke sprinkled in, it was called a woo. I only ever hit
called a lot of different things.
That was laced. He called it lovely. It had angel dust on it. I only took one puff off of a pinwheel. Never again. That's scary, man.
Yeah.
Hello, Jake. Bless you. Hey, woozy Lucy. Lucy. Woozy Lucy.
Woozy Lucy.
Joint with crack. They called it geek joint. They come up with, it's constant. These names, though.
All kinds of different names.
They constantly come up with their own slang. And so
there's
they're
slang.
talking a lingo that nobody knows what they're talking about except the people that's into it.
Well, that's how, they get it past the prying ears, that are listening. But, it's the same way, these pedophile rings that, the Epstein files are exposing, within our government and everywhere else. They were right out in the open talking about, that pizza was so good last night. I need another slice of that and all this. And that's not what they're referring to. You know what I mean? And it's sickening. I mean, just sickening. I don't think that we need to waste time on a trial. If they're 100%, we know they're guilty. Then.
Well, I come from a very homespun kind of town, and for the most part, I wasn't ignorant. I knew there was some stuff out there. I hear stuff, you see stuff. It wasn't like today. We had no social media or nothing. But what really blew my mind was the first time that I ever went to Atlanta, where I was driving myself and my wife, and because I went with my dad a few times, ball games and stuff. But I was in Atlanta, downtown, and first thing I had to get used to was the guy trying to come out, wash your windows, and want some money.
Yeah.
And I told him no, take a hike, and they were saying all kinds of bad things. So I saw that. I kind of heard about that. The first time it happened, though, I wasn't ready for it. It's like, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
But anyway, I was downtown. I am 2 or 3 blocks from the CNN Center, to give you an idea. Just heavy traffic trying to get back over there. And that was the first time in my life I'd ever seen people selling drugs right in the middle of an intersection with cops sitting there in the car and nobody cares. They were coming up the window saying, hey, you looking for a dime bag of whatever? What you need? What you looking for? And I said, I ain't looking for nothing, man.
Right.
Like,
you walked up to me, I didn't walk up to you.
I couldn't believe it. I never saw nothing like that.
And you want to hear during the height of all of this, you would have undercover police officers approach you and say, hey, man, what you got? I got this. You want this? And if you bought it, then they would arrest you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And that, to me, that's entrapment. You walk up and do something. But then again, you shouldn't be buying anything. But if you're just minding your own business, somebody walks up, hey, man, I got, this.
It's a true story. I'm not going to name a name because it would come back to me on one side for sure.
Right.
One of the people involved is deceased now. But I know some people that dated undercover cops and stuff. Yeah. And there was one particular one that back in the day made some huge busts. But they were also, we will say, sharing in the profits. Mm-hmm. So they were out running around one night, And you know those tunnels there in East Ridge. Well, apparently he was so smashed. He's in his own undercover patrol car. He's in his undercover. He's going through
on the job.
On the job. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got her in the car, and he hits he's on the side of that tunnel, and he just rides it all the way down. He's against the concrete on that one side, not the side where the walkway is.
Just grinding.
It.
Wow.
So he gets through. You know, they get stopped, and she's like, it scares her to death. And I talked to her personally, and I knew her very well. She's deceased now. And so what they did, or what he did, because he's like, you know, man, I'm going to be in trouble. You know, this guy was a hero, man. He had made some big busts.
What kind of a lie can I come up with?
He got tip-offs, I'm sure, from other drug dealers.
Lord, yeah.
They got him coming up 75. I mean, major bust.
Yeah.
I'm talking millions of dollars bust. So anyway, he goes to a informant. All informants are criminals.
Yeah,
they much. Just got busted, and they give him some money, and so he goes to this guy who's an informant, but he's a body man. Wakes him up. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning by the time 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning by the time they get there, and he tells him, "You got to fix my car before I got to turn the car in the morning. Do the best you can. If you don't, I'm going to bust you, and I'm going to put you back in jail." That's how that game works. We know, and this is a true story. And
I'm going in here to take a nap, fix it.
That's pretty much what happened. And he got the car back enough that he could turn it in so nobody asked any questions. I'm sure that thing was bondoed up and everything else. They put the quick $100 paint job on it and let it ride.
Yeah.
That's a true story. That happened in the 80s. In the 80s.
Yeah. I had a neighbor many, many years ago down in when I lived in Dalton for a brief period. He was GHP, and he had been on the Drug Enforcement Task Force, and he had made some big busts. Well, he had squirreled away a lot of that money too.
Yeah.
And he had also kept some guns. And one of the neighbor kids found a gun. He was in an officer-involved shooting. And anyway, they tied the gun that was in that shooting back to his wife's murder 2 years ago, and it turned out it was his gun.
Wow.
Yeah. He had planted that gun on the criminal.
Well, you remember the sheriff that was in the county up in Tennessee who went to prison for a long time. I think he's still in prison, who was basically rousting all these people, man, for personal gain. It was
a lot of that going on.
Pay for protection, and also all the people that were, they had to pay them off.
Yep.
This guy's rolling in money.
Yep.
But internal affairs, enough complaints came up. They finally
investigated.
Well, I think it was probably the feds, honestly. I think that did it.
Yep.
And he went to jail for 25 years or something, 30 years. He's still there, or he maybe just gotten out. This has been a pretty good while ago, but I don't know if he's out yet or not. But yeah, man, that stuff goes on, man. And I'm not putting down officers. I know some good ones.
Not at all.
But I'm telling you that stuff goes on, even in our area. I know for a fact, man. I mean, there's been people that did that.
I'm not saying it's going on now. I'm saying it has in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Granted, I think there is people that can come up the interstate and, they act a suspicious way. And I think it's profiling. They see the Miami tag.
Yep.
And they start getting behind them, see if they can get them. It happens. But I have no doubt that somebody is making a phone call and saying Pedro is going to be driving the Crown Vic coming up from Miami.
Yeah, get that one, let the other 6 go.
That's it, man. That dang well goes on, man.
I know it does.
And you get a big bust. You get to get your name in the paper.
Yep.
You've took drugs off the street, makes everybody happy. But they let 10 times that go by. Yeah. Because how in the world does the same person make these busts, man? Come on.
I know.
It's just like there for a while. I mean, there's got to be working with somebody. I just don't believe this.
That's true. That is true.
Cheese, pizza, walnut sauce, Chinese, cookie, jerky, all code words.
Yep.
Cheese, pizza, snipers, krills. I've heard of krills. A tip to keep the windshield washers away, put your pistol on the dash. When they see that, they will walk away. That's a good point.
I always just tap the dash with it. Hey.
Oh, baggage brick, weed sprayed with WD-40. Ooh, oh my gosh. I read there's an, that's true. That happened in Ottawa up in your neck of the woods.
What's that?
The NFL player who has been arrested for killing the female at the house there in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, I can't think of the name, Darren something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But he has been arrested. That was a brutal killing.
There's some unfortunate things take place.
Was a cheese pizza with anchovies a minor with bad acne?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about that stuff. That's just gross and sickening.
But yeah. Well, and in talking, I can tell you for a fact, because while I read the story, and two, I got people on the ground in the Blue Ridge. In the Blue Ridge, because they know the heat's on them on the city, so they're starting to go out to the outliers.
Oh yeah,
and not just suburbia. They're going to like places where cabins are. You know, resort.
Dude, they're
not
doing
resort
it out of tents.
But
on the Appalachian Trail,
they're taking people and taking their organs out of them at these places. They'll rent a cabin.
Yeah.
This happened in Blue Ridge.
Yep.
And it's also for payback. They're taking out somebody who, a narc or whatever. They will rent the place, kill someone, take other organs, sell them on the black market, and leave them for dead. Obviously, so yeah,
or kill them outright.
Just outright kill them.
Yeah.
But that's happening more and more. One, they know that the police forces are very small. They don't have the manpower to keep up with what they have going on.
You know about what I was talking about, tents. I know of one case over at Jack's River. No, which is not too far away from here. Two guys had a meth lab set up in a tent, and
wow.
Yeah, the wildlife officer walked up, announced himself, and they had guns, but there were no shots fired. He arrested them. But that's just one instance. There are multiple things going on up in the mountains, out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh man! Well, less than a mile.
You would be surprised.
Less than a mile from here, there was a trailer that blew up. It was a meth lab, and I think a child. I don't remember if the child got killed or was severely injured. You know,
I don't
severely.
I don't know if you remember those apartments we had off of across from Stevenson over there, Park. You know, in Fort Oglethorpe here.
Yeah.
The one on the far end on the bottom, they busted a meth lab in there. We ended up spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000 for a hazmat team to come in.
Oh yeah, I've always heard it's around 30,000
stuff. Yeah, back then it was around 25.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's not insurance won't cover that, will they?
They will not.
Yeah.
It's either that or have the property condemned.
Yeah.
That's your choices.
And that's it.
That's it. There are no other choices. It's either condemned or you have a hazmat team come in and clean it up.
And they can set that up so fast, man. It's not like it takes a long time to set that up.
Well, the stuff, you know, those fumes, it seeps into the sheetrock. It gets in, you know, into the walls. And it is extremely dangerous, especially for young kids.
Yeah, I would be afraid if I was living like a multi-story, you know, and you got stuff that's filtering up through the vents.
Yeah.
Somebody's in a lower level filtering up to the kids and the family that's above, and that's sad.
In the inner city, you definitely need to worry about stuff like that.
I mean this
was in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. You know, but come on,
it could be happening at the hotel that you go to. Now, and it don't just happen at city hotels either.
Mm-mm.
They will rent a nice place because they're going to make it because that throws people off their track. You know, nobody's really thinking about it there.
Ran an Airbnb for a while, a couple of weeks. And
speaking of that, jumping off into just a little bit, we'll come back. It doesn't matter. We're just
chit-chatting.
But do you think the guy in Vegas that was up there, do you think he was working for somebody?
The sniper?
Or was he just a loon with a lot of guns?
I think there was he had some tie-ins with some, I'm not going to name anything.
No.
But with he had some tie-ins. I'm not going to say that was the cause of it, that he didn't just snap and do it himself, but there there's more to it than what we've been told. I can guarantee you that.
Early on, there were some videos that were audio that was heard that was suppressed later, and nobody's hears it ever since. I mean,
Oh, I don't doubt it.
you know, because the question was, did he have a partner? Did he have somebody else? This guy got a lot of weapons into, man, a lot of weapons. Like, how are you that?
Room, yeah.
I mean, I know people don't do their job sometimes, but how do you amass? I mean, this dude's like rolling the luggage thing in quite a bit.
Yeah.
This dude had multiple big caliber,
big time weapons,
big time expensive stuff, and all the ammo to go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think downstairs you'd be wondering, what's this guy doing? I mean, he's like moving, constantly moving stuff in.
That doesn't look like clothes.
No, exactly.
You know,
like that looks. There's some wooden boxes there, some cases. What is
like
that?
An ammo box.
Yeah. What the heck? I mean, you just think they'd be asking questions after the fifth trip in. I mean,
you'd think.
Do you need some help, sir? It looks like you're carrying a lot of boxes in. Or you plan on staying more than the one day that you booked? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah. Well, there are some deranged people in this world, and unfortunately, I'm afraid it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
The atrocities that we have seen, I think we're going to see on a grander scale than what we've witnessed.
It's just intensified. Remember the guy at, what was the name of that college in Texas? The guy climbed in the tower. That guy wasn't he ex-Marine? Like, dude was a crack shot.
Was it A&M?
I don't think it was A&M. I think it was, it could have been, but I don't think it was.
I know it was a bell
Texas
tower.
Christian University.
Okay, TCU, yeah.
And if I'm wrong, correct me, because I don't want to. But it's a historical record. I mean,
but I know he climbed the bell tower and
climbed
shot,
that up,
7, 8 people.
And dude was a crack shot.
Yep.
I mean, he had the skill, man. Crazy stuff. Did y'all see the files emailed by Epstein shared an apartment with Pope John Paul? Crazy stuff, man. Haven't seen that. They keep releasing different stuff. I saw a horrible picture today that had things redacted that need to be. That was a picture. Horrible. I mean,
listen, all I'm going to say
it's going to be very ugly what comes out.
What is done in the darkness will be revealed in the light.
Amen to that.
I'm not going to get into all this Epstein stuff because I'm sorry, it's just too gross. If you want to check it out, there's over 3 million pages. Go check it out. It's crazy, man. And
have they data dumped all of it yet? I thought they were doing it in stages. I don't know if they've done. There's 2,000.
Oh, they've had a huge dump.
2,000 videos, 180,000 pictures, something like that. 3 million documents.
Alex Jones said he would not watch a lot of that stuff.
Oh no, it'd be bad. I would say what was on the laptop is bad too. I've always heard it is.
Yes, Dave. They're talking about
there needs to be convictions, and
not just pedophilia and stuff. We're talking torture, murder, cannibalism, a lot of different things that are going on, and it all ties back to Baal, Moloch. It's tied back to the Old Testament.
I honestly do not want to look at it. I
don't either.
I do not want to get into that. I know enough of what's there. I don't need to see every little detail about it.
It's 100% demonic. And there is the Mossad's involved, CIA's involved, MI6 is involved. There's a lot of things that are going on. I'm telling you, man, we've been deceived for years. And we've, been like little ostriches with our heads buried in the sand.
There's already been people resign their positions, even in foreign countries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The old prince over there, ex-prince to be, prince in waiting, whatever. He should be in jail.
Prince in waiting. I like that.
Yeah. Well, he thought he was the dude over there. He was the pet of the queen, but that guy's sicko. He needs to be in jail. Yeah. But it's you're
talking about Fergie's ex, right?
Andrew, whatever Andrew.
Prince Andrew. They've got him dead to rights, man. I mean,
and it's even uglier than what they announced before was bad, but it goes way deeper than that.
And what they've shown is, just it's not even PG. It gets,
it's
I'm not beyond X-rated, from what I understand. So
I just think you got to be careful looking at all that. You can really, it's damaging to look at stuff. I just don't want to see that. I know a lot of officers, and they struggle with things they have seen.
And some of them snap.
And they do.
And go off, and they consider it a justice.
It would just break my heart.
A righteous killing.
It would just break my heart.
Yeah. Excuse me.
To see. I don't want to go there. Now, I'm not telling anybody else what to do. I'm just saying, for me, I don't need to see it. I've not done that on any of it, but it's bad stuff, and the suppression that's went on for a long time about it is it hits all levels of governments around the world.
Democrats wanted it out.
Yeah,
they don't want it out because they thought it was going to get Trump. He's not in there.
It's
all them.
Yeah, they just knew they were going to bury him with the information, and now it's coming back on them. So God will get justice on all this. I would just say I'll leave it up to Him. So because there's no justice is going to happen truly in this life to the level of what's deserved in justice.
They're going to get it's coming. They're after.
Yeah, but they're going to cover as much as they can for each other because they're all guilty. So you can't point the finger at this guy because this guy's guilty and this other guy's guilty. And I'm just saying, guy in a general sense, it's men and women, but it's a sicko stuff. And
to bring this into perspective, Dave, the horrible acts that these people have done. When it comes to sin, God is no respecter of persons.
Yeah.
Sin is sin.
That's it.
That's why we're in need of a Savior.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Well, we just continue. I mean, the total depravity of man is that he just fully goes closer to hell and becomes possessed, and man without Christ is doomed. And some are just full on. I mean, pure the definition of evil, man. I mean, it's nothing to play with. These people are sicko, and to them, there's no consciousness of death. Even you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't bother them. I mean, they don't have they don't sit and mourn death. They don't even value life. I mean,
we've got a society and a group of people, that have grown up. Playing video games. I think our generation was the beginning of that with Duck Hunt. We had the Atari and all that stuff, but it got worse with Call of Duty and Doom and all of these other, blood and gore games. It desensitized, those kids. And as they grew, the games got more and more and more vivid and realistic, and to the point where it's easy to take that step.
Well, and most of those young people are also on really powerful mind-altering drugs.
Yes,
not everyone, but it's about 75 to 80% of them are proven to be on multiple mind-altering drugs.
Yep.
So they are
prescription.
Yeah, prescription.
Drugs.
They are ticking time bombs, prescribed by doctors.
Yep.
Did you see the thing that was done the other day? Or it wasn't done the other day. It was done historically. I saw this. I read this. Where these normal young people, they did it as a test. They went to talk to psychologists and all this stuff, that they were just made up a story that they had heard voices or something. So they put them in the institution. Well, then they, told them, like, I didn't really mean that. I just wanted to see. They wanted to see was how people were treated. So they let it go for 2 weeks. The test was to run for 2 weeks.
Right.
Some of those folks didn't get out for 3 years. They would not believe anything they said. Wow. They just kept them there and were trying to put them on drugs.
There was nothing outside of that.
Nothing wrong with them.
You got to have something set up out here to protect you in there.
Yeah.
And they have done things like that.
Some of them were 3 years later, dude, before they got out.
Back in the day, they were doing lobotomies on people and swearing up and down that, if it weren't for the lobotomy. And, from what I understand, some of the lobotomies actually work. But when you've got a meal, you've got people lined up in the waiting room waiting to come in and be lobotomized. I don't think that's the way our mental health institutes should be. Even though it might take care of some of the worst people out there.
Well, one of the things that's concerned me is this, is there was this little thing back when Biden was president. It has not caught a lot of traction yet, a little bit.
Okay.
But what they wanted to do, nearly all the way back to Obama, is if you show that you're a little bit off, we'll just say, for whatever reason, divorce, drugs, whatever, that they will take your guns. Well, who is the one deciding whether something's wrong with you?
It's the psychiatrist.
The government. The government.
The government.
Law enforcement.
Psychiatrist.
So if you have a bad day, you just got angry, you got upset, and all of a sudden they said, "Hey, he's got some guns."
Yeah.
They could make the decision that we need to remove those guns, and you're probably not getting them back.
You'll never get them back.
And they will decide if you are. But here's how it gets even worse. Okay, maybe you had a bad day. You literally had a bad day. Well, what
the
if
IRS was just as bad?
What? Yeah. What if you were defending your property? What if you were defending your state? What if, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What if you are a true patriot that was trying to defend wrongs and injustices coming at you, and they said, "Oh, he's unbalanced. She's unbalanced." They were already doing that with the J6ers, man.
Yeah.
They were already talking about putting them in camps and stuff forever.
They were.
And so they make the decision, where do we could take your guns. And yeah, you're right. They're probably never getting them back.
I know that.
That's what's scary.
My stepdad, God rest him, his name was Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Tom was a insurance salesman, real estate. I mean, he did everything, but he was a licensed funeral director and embalmer. And Tom was ahead of his time. Tom had the idea for the helicopter for Life Force back in the 70s.
Yeah.
He created the first ambulatory ambulance where you could do surgery in it if you had to. He turned an RV into an ambulance.
Wow.
And he had some competition, and they told the IRS that he had 2 sets of books, that he was cooking the books. The IRS came in, took everything from him, went through his books.
Wow.
Found out he was innocent. He said, "Well, where's my stuff?" "Oh, we've already sold all that at auction." He never got none of it back.
Is that the one that did the caskets business for a while?
Yeah.
Y'all got a lot of opposition on the casket.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was the way his entire life went. Every time he come up with an idea that was beyond its time, before its time, every time he come up with an idea, there was always people in line ready to fight him over it. And we went through some really big battles over that, but we won. We prevailed. And then I'll be darned, 2 weeks later, he turned around, dead, brain cancer.
That's now I think, am I wrong? You can order a casket through the mail. They will deliver it to your house.
Or the funeral home.
Or the funeral home, yeah. At a discount. But what happens is the funeral homes have the package deal, and they make that part of the package. So you couldn't
Yeah.
I'd say that's hard to get done. You think?
It can be. It depends on who you know. But have you heard the guy, he does prank phone calls and stuff. He called the funeral home wanting to know if how big of a box he needed to have to put his mom in. She passed away. He didn't have enough money to buy a plot there at the funeral at the cemetery. He's just gonna bury her out in the backyard. And the lady said, "Well, where is she now?" "Well, she's out there in the freezer, But he went on. I mean, had this lady. I mean, she was ready to crawl through the phone. It was hilarious.
It's like,
he just kept on and on and on.
That's hilarious. Oh,
I could see us having a show doing prank phone calls.
Hey, Cody. Sorry, I had another page on top of Podbean's page. So he said, "This is interesting. I know what you're referring to. They released a bunch of mentally ill people out to be homeless in L.A.
Yep.
Biden had that 24-hour AIDS.
A lot of people don't know
Sleepy
this.
Ho was a member of the IR rest. He and Dole Bob need more rest."
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this,
Cody?
Dave.
Huh?
A lot of people don't know this. The city of New York during the winter, they actually pay for a lot of the homeless to be flown to Hawaii for the winter. Do you know that? I've been to the beaches where they've got them set up, the whole homeless encampments on the beaches.
Flown in?
Flown in. Tickets paid for there and back.
For what purpose?
So they don't die on the streets of New York during the winter.
Oh,
they send them to Hawaii where it's nice and warm.
Nice.
Yeah. I wonder if Mondami will be buying them a house over there now.
They need some people to be able to build their own house back.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, I mean,
they're in California.
There. I mean, they're slow rolling the whole thing.
There's so much corruption in California. It's not just California; it's everywhere, man.
Where is there not corruption? I mean, in the heartland of America, we're seeing massive fraud and corruption and stolen elections.
Yep,
evil stuff going on. I mean, it's
what do you think they'll do
sick
when they 100% prove that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump? What do you think the
I think they've already proved it.
That's what I'm saying. But when it comes out 100% proven the election was stolen, what do you think the fallout's going to be? I'm just curious. What do you think it's going to be? Do you think there's going to be an uprising? Do you think it's the end of the Democratic Party? Do you think they'll claw their way back? Is there a remnant within the Republican Party? What do you think we're going to face?
Well, it could go a number of ways. One is we have a lot of people that don't even vote. And I think more people will not vote once that comes. People really realize that don't even pay attention. They're going to say, "Well, I shouldn't even vote anyway. My vote don't count." Right. So it's going to get smaller and smaller, the groups and who are voting. That's one thing. I think what the powers that be, we'll say the powers that be, I think what they're trying to do is kill off the far left and the far right and go uniparty. I think there's a huge segment that wants to work together and get everything they want to do and get rid of the extremes. I think that's what they're doing.
If it was better for the American people, I wouldn't be against that. But the only problem is you have a uniparty. It's like a unibrow. It's not good. I'm sorry, a uniparty would not be good.
Would you date a girl with a unibrow?
Man, you put people on the spot. I would, but I would give her some shaving tips. Yeah, definitely.
How would you start that conversation? Like, hey, babe,
say, listen.
Let's go in the bathroom. I want to look in the mirror. I just want to talk about something.
Do you have vision in both eyes? Just asking. Do you own a pair of tweezers? Do you have anybody in your life that loves you? You know what I mean? 'Cause come on. Wow.
But yeah, listen, I've always thought that the Republicans don't hate the Democrats as bad as they let on, and the Democrats do the same thing. It's a game.
Listen,
it is all a game.
Trump let the cat out of the bag. He said he and Schumer have been friends forever.
It's all for our.
It's a lot of it is a show. Behind closed doors, it's a little different. Now
it is already
there is genuine hatred among some of those, and Barack Obama.
Yeah, if they're not getting their cut of the pie,
right?
Well, he played hardball with a lot of people.
Did you see where Trump? You could see it in this. It was at a what's what they call the journalist party in Washington. Where they get together and the president's there.
Oh, like I know what you're talking about. They roast them,
Yeah, but anyway, Obama got up and roasted Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, went scorched earth on him. And then Seth Meyers did the same thing. And you could see in his eyes that was the defining moment. That's when he decided he was running for president. And he went out and showed them what's for.
So. Yeah, Watchmen, they enjoy pizza, hot dogs, and ice cream behind the scenes. Yeah, there are now some hate each other because they've got some personal grievances and stuff. But on the grand scale, it's all a show. It absolutely is. How many politicians have you heard that got to Washington? They're going to change the scene, and what they find out is they're all working together.
Yep.
That they can't get anybody. There's a handful that will stand out in front of the White House or Capitol or whatever, and they will do the press conference, and they will say, and here lately it's been 7 of them. The rest of them are all trying to make deals, and that's what they do. And for somebody,
I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine.
well, yeah,
that's the way it works. It's always been the good old boy club, and you're either in it or you're not. But
and let's say the Republicans lose just enough that they don't have the majority.
Oh, they're going.
Then what they do is they call up some moderate Democrats. There are some fairly moderate, and they will say, that bridge project you've been looking for, we'll get that put in. We need your vote over here on this. Yeah. That's how that works, man. Yeah. Making sausage. Well, they just make deals.
You know who the new leader of the Democratic Party is, right?
Well,
AOC. She is.
Well, I know Schumer's on the way out because
Schumer's done.
Nobody likes that guy anymore.
Alexandria is the new leader of the Democratic Party, and that should scare the crap out of people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, scare because if Hakeem Jeffries, if they're setting him aside for her, he's not liberal enough. Come on, something ain't right.
Yeah.
But
Washington is a
cesspool.
A sick place. It is a cesspool. It's we use that word swamp, but that's not even a good description. It's way worse than a swamp.
Yeah.
I get the meaning behind that, but it is way worse than that.
Well, I want to tell you, Trump is no saint, but sometimes God uses men like that, and God is using him for a purpose right now. I see it, I know it, I feel it. He's using him for a purpose. What that purpose is, I'm not sure if it's to get America back to the strongest nation on earth, if it's to set us up for failure, if it's, I don't know what it's for, but he is the president right now in this particular time in history because God has allowed him to be and put him there, stood him up maybe even.
Yeah, let me ask you this, chat or Paul. Before I ask that, Dusty, yes, we're looking for the next time you're on. We're going to have you come on a Wednesday. I'm going to give you a couple of dates to think about for the racing hour, and you'll come on and we'll talk racing and sports and all that. So Dusty's going to start co-hosting some with us on the racing hour. But who do you think, and it's really hard to predict, but who do you think would be the first female president? Who do you think has the inside track to get there at some point in the next how many ever years it takes for that to happen? Who would be that person? Who do you think?
You're going to think I'm crazy.
No, I'm just asking.
Well, if she continues to be groomed and set up the way that things are going and everything keeps growing, I'm looking at Charlie's wife, Erica.
She's got a lot of powerful people behind her.
She does. And
that's not crazy, dude. I mean, that takes power. It takes money.
Right.
She has an infrastructure that would push her very hard.
She has
I never thought
tremendous following. A tremendous following.
Whether you like it or not, I'm not saying. I'm just asking the question.
That's just.
I never thought about that. Yeah. But Trump has shown you don't have to have any political experience and you can get there. You have the money. His messaging. His messaging reached the people. Who did he specialize in reaching? The retirees. Remember early on? Yep. Them Florida retirees lined up down the street in the hot sun. Just get a glimpse of this guy.
Listen, we're going through the largest transference of wealth in the history of the world right now, somewhere to the tune of $72 trillion. That is the baby boomer generation retiring and dying off. All that money's transferring.
Yeah. It's interesting. Some people love her, some people hate her. And I'm not telling you which to be. I'm just saying there are people who make arguments against her. There are people that admire her and like her, but that's what it takes. Anybody that gets to the top, by the way, is going to have a lot of people that hate them and a lot of people that love them. And that's just the facts. That's where we're at. Hillary Clinton came very close. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, she would have been president. She was already having the celebration party. Him and his staff did a great job of getting enough states together. He cleaned house on all the smaller ones and picked up just enough of the big ones that he pulled in front of her. He was able to do that twice, but especially in 2015, amazing that he was able to pull that off, because they were already, even the media was already counting the victory for Hillary. And so it will take something like that to happen. And I think it is. I think it is a good call. And as you think about it, that's not far-fetched. She has, you have the martyr thing going on. You have the money, you have a backing. You've got people all over the country that are already situated to rise up and get people out to vote, get people signed up to vote, encourage the vote. It's going to resonate with a lot of people. She absolutely could move that way, dude. That is not crazy. That's I don't know if it'll happen, but it's not crazy. That's
just the.
And by the way, people are sick of politicians anyway. So somebody that comes along like that, and there's people that will
completely
vote for her.
Grassroots.
Sure.
But her
and
husband
at college
was
campuses.
assassinated. Her husband was assassinated, and he was beloved.
And she has
Charlie's light was snuffed for a reason.
Yeah.
And it has backfired.
Yeah. So she has definitely kept a close contact with very powerful politicians. Very powerful.
She is very good friends with Trump. She's good friends with
J.D. Vance.
She's good friends with Rubio. She's good friends with the entire cabinet, pretty much. You can't have a stronger friend group. You know what I'm saying? That's just
right
crazy.
now. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
But how many years are we talking about? Do you think that could happen in the next election or the one after that? She's pretty young.
It would be probably at least 2 elections.
At least 2 elections.
In my
I
opinion.
could see that. I think it's too close right now. They've got to get her more cred in that world.
And there's no telling what giants she will topple between now and then.
Oh yeah.
She's got a powerful network behind her.
And at every level of elections, there's always been that where the wife has ran and finished their husband's time in office and everything. So the precedent's already there. It's just not happened on a national, the presidential level. It just happened. That happened around here. There was women. What was her name? Lloyd. Remember her?
Oh yeah, Marilyn Lloyd.
Yeah. She was a politician for a long time. Her first term was finishing her husband's term, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then she ran on her own.
He was a TV broadcaster.
Yeah.
And he became an elected official. And when he passed away, she got his seat and stayed in it for quite some time. She was very beloved around here.
Oh yeah. Broski, I get it, but you got to admit she has a bunch of people following her, powerful people that are willing to elevate her. That's a heck of a point right there.
Plus, you poll people in the United States, she's loved by 80% of them. Just saying.
So that's what it takes. It takes money and power, connections,
credibility.
The credibility. Women want. A lot of women want that. They want to be able to say, we've overcame, and I don't throw tomatoes at the messenger, but when Obama was elected, they felt like we've crossed over a boundary now, because we now have elected the first African American. You don't have to throw tomatoes. What I'm saying is on the people on the ground. Yeah. That's exactly what I heard.
He was not an African American.
I get that, but that's exactly what I heard.
I know.
Everybody I worked with, they wore the shirts, the hats, and everything. They believe that. So that's the next step. Can a female win the presidency?
People were fed. It's just another lie.
But people want to be fed.
They do. Unfortunately, people want to be lied to. And not all people, but there are some that want to be lied to.
True.
They're very gullible.
Optics are everything.
They go whichever the way the wind blows, And, you know, I think that Jesus told a parable about it. But, you know, you've got to, who was it? Had a country song. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for it.
Wasn't that Aaron Tippin or something like that?
Aaron Tippin.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Yeah.
I like that song.
That was a good song.
But, you know, you may not think so, but a lot of people think, listen, she's very pretty. You know, she does well in front of crowds. She's able to bring emotion.
She's genuine.
I'm telling you.
She comes across as genuine.
She does come, you know, she can do that. You know, I get all the arguments, but I'm saying that a lot of people would fall right into that and join up right now.
So, I mean, what qualifications did Hillary Clinton have to get in, you know, to where she got her? She was married
state senator for.
She was married to Bill.
And married to Bill. Bill did her bad, so she ran on bad Bill, good Hillary.
And you know the thing is, when Bill got caught, you know, Hillary had probably dropped 8 or 9 people by the time he got caught with Lewinsky. And you know, after that, the bodies kept dropping, and people were just scared to death of her.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of coincidences. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the guy they found in that 50-gallon drum. Both arms had been amputated, both legs, and his head was cut off. And the New Jersey, it was on the docks there in New Jersey. The New Jersey coroner's office said it was the worst case of suicide they'd ever seen.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's absolutely crazy.
It is crazy. But,
yeah. No, what I'm saying, broski, is she can come across that way. People believe it.
I can't see what broski.
Listen. I was never a Bill Clinton fan, but there's one thing I can tell you about Bill Clinton. He could turn on the charm. He could cry. He could laugh. They loved that saxophone playing. The guy had a presence.
Yep.
Guy had a presence. Not now, but he did then. And they fell all over themselves to follow that guy.
Yep.
All over themselves.
Plus, you had another good-looking young man by the name of Al that ran with him. And,
yeah.
You know, Gore was able to rally some folks in the early days. He was aboard.
Broski, I understand not for you, but I can tell you that I have people that I know that tell me they love her.
Who? Erica Kirk.
Yeah. They love her.
Millions.
And if she would run today, they would vote for her.
You know,
I've heard that myself.
I've talked to 7 or 8 people that they don't care for her. Well, you know, Broski makes 8 out of thousands, you know, so there's a poll right there. But you know, everybody has their
sure, there'd be a lot of people, but it's all about numbers. There's a lot of people that would do it for her.
I'm not saying that, she's genuine. She could be the biggest phony that's ever lived.
But look at our country, who they have voted for. What you would say? How could that ever happen? Why did everybody vote that voted for Obama and all the baggage that he brought, or Biden, or Clinton, or whoever it is?
Bush. Look at Bush. He was they got him cocaine. You know, he was a partier. All this stuff. How did he get into office? You know, Bush was not the smartest guy in the world. Come on,
money.
Exactly. Nail on the head. Power, money, connections.
And they tried to stop that one with that 30-something days.
And every freaking president is related to every freaking president. Seriously, do the blood, do the family tree or whatever. They're all related.
Hey, Facts Porcupine, God bless you for entering, Cody.
Obama's related to the Bushes.
We're having crazy discussion, but it's all true. All these jacklegs are connected to each other, and they just figure out who's gonna be the next one. You know,
exactly.
I fully believe that when Obama met with Hillary, you know, that the time that he was going to be elected, there was some hard talk in that house.
Oh, you know,
hard talk.
Yeah,
that's when she got promised the role that she got, which she totally bombed out at, because they said, if you don't play ball with us, you ain't getting elected to nothing.
Oh, well, they pissed off the wrong person. And
that was a hard meeting.
They had pissed off the wrong person in the form of Trump, and the American people were sick of the Democrats. But unfortunately, it only took 4 years for them to figure out how to steal an election. So
Facts, Porcupine. Trump changed it all. Yeah, the game is different now.
the landscape
game is
has
different.
completely changed.
So I get what y'all are. Well, I understand you're saying it's a good call. Didn't say it could happen. I'm saying it can happen. I'm saying that Erica Kirk, given the right energy in a future election, why wouldn't it happen? Why couldn't it happen?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, anything can happen now.
Listen, they groomed
all bets are off.
They groomed Obama in 4 years, pretty much. From the time he spoke at the Democratic National Convention, the next 4 years, he was president.
If the New York City may be better on his A or get on his A, but he started acting like Trump. He signed executive audit the other day and showed it the way Trump showed it. The Trump factor is worldwide, geopolitical, and this SH Blake, the Democrats will not have the White House for the next 14 years. The mayor, gotcha, from Facts Porcupine, who's in New York. I've talked to him before. Thank you for dropping in and leaving a comment.
Definitely. Thank you.
But that's it, man. It's this. And listen, I've always said the Democrats are their own worst enemy.
Yeah.
If they would just stop all the radicalization
If
stuff,
they would just use common sense.
the Republicans have been so stupid. They've always been stupid. I never called myself a Republican. I said conservative. But they've been so stupid that they made it easy for Democrats to win. But the Democrats went out there and got radical, got stupid, and they made the Republicans look better. And then Trump rolled in, and that X factor just bloated out of the water.
Listen, dude, when you get to the point where you can't define what a woman is, come on. You can't tell me, a doctor can't sit there and tell me what a woman is. That was, oh my God, I don't know if that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the camel's back was already broken, but that was the people that believe it. That believe it.
Hey, Watchman, Erica has a past, but how many of them, the others have a past?
Joke. Who doesn't have a past? I mean, let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah, he says it's too late for that. Too late. No policy, no agenda. No, the Supreme Court just did it for Tim Walsh. Now he's not running again. They got the biggest schedule. Can you imagine Tim Walsh being the vice president? There's no comparison.
No joke.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
we dodged a bullet with Tampon Tim right there. I'm telling you.
If we're not careful, if we're not careful, we're totally screwed the next election. If we're not careful,
we don't need to.
The Republican Party is dancing on a landmine, and the Trump factor will only go so far.
All I can say
do you think now they asked
your head out of your butt? And, grow a pair and let's have some integrity and honesty.
Do you think because they brought this up before, the Democrats did, the liberals, the leftists? Do you think there's any chance whatsoever that Trump says, I'm not going to step down? The country's called a state of emergency. We said that Biden would do that. He didn't do it. They said that Trump would do that the first time. He didn't do it, although the whole J6. But is there any chance that you think that he just says, we're in a state of emergency, we're at war all over the world, and we cannot have the election, even though he told Zelensky to have an election? Do you think there's any chance he does something like that? I mean, he's already 79 years old. I mean, come on.
If this country goes to hell in a handbasket and dissension and chaos and all of that good stuff continues to escalate from the likes of Antifa, I'm not going to start calling names, but the people I'm talking about. If none of that changes and it continues to escalate, I can see Trump staying in, as a wartime president. I mean, why not?
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I think Trump could probably win the 28 election if he ran for it.
Our Supreme Court.
I'd like to see Trump and Obama run against each other.
That would be interesting. Yeah. It would. The Supreme Court is a mess. I mean, there's some characters on there. I mean, we don't know how they're going to rule.
It's true.
I mean,
you can't say it's balanced.
It is absolutely crazy. And listen now, if the Democrats do get back in, they're going to push the button on a lot of stuff. They're going to take the Trump playbook and they're going to run with it hard and heavy, bud. I'm telling you.
Hit all the illegal.
All the stuff they said they threatened, they'll do it now. They'll say, well, he did it. We're going to do it. The executive orders are out of control. They have been. I've been concerned about this. No matter who does it, the executive orders, the power that a president has, he doesn't have to go to Congress for a lot of things, depending on how it's written and how it's said. And notice he's become pretty much a master at doing that now.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the new playbook: is use the executive order to get your way. Biden did it too. Remember, he's up there signing all them.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only time we ever saw Biden truly sign anything. Was on that day they brought all the executive orders by.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, that's the only time we saw
all
it.
presidents have used them, but Trump really ramped it up. He really did, and I like a lot, but the majority of
Broski said this is a good. Now I'm not saying it. I'm saying it's a possibility. Are you saying he could pull a Putin and rewrite the Constitution so he can serve more terms? That's what Putin keeps doing. I can tell you that Democrats have already brought this up to change the Constitution. They already said it's a living Constitution, needs to be changed with the times. They want to rewrite the thing anyway. They've already talked about that. Some of Trump's best ideas he gets from them. He's heard them say it or threaten him with it. He goes, hey, that's not a bad idea. Yep. Why don't I do something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know that he would do that. I'm just saying if things got really bad in the country, I mean bad, they're bad enough already. If things went totally haywire, where we got all out war in the streets like you were talking about, anything is possible. Mm-hmm. Remember, the president has executive power. All we have to do is declare that state of emergency. The president controls all banking, yep, all waterways, all interstate commerce, you name it. There's like 50 things the president instantly takes control of. And he can use the military to make sure he has that control. So, yeah, do I think it's possible? Yeah.
We have to secure our infrastructure,
yeah,
in times of emergency like that. Now, I'm going to say this, okay? I don't know. I've mentioned it that my next door neighbor is high up in the military.
Yeah.
He is not able to come on our podcast at this time. We talked about it this past weekend. In order for him to come on this podcast, he would have to go to Washington, D.C., fill out certain forms.
He could get in a lot of trouble.
Yes. So, I'm going to go quiet on that aspect of it, unless, I'm told otherwise. But I do know for a fact that things are amping up.
Big time. Big time. We are at a tipping point in our country in many areas of the country. And listen, it could be something, planned chaos. Mm-hmm. Choose either side. Choose both.
Listen, all we have to do is cut off all arteries in and out of these large cities where all of these Democrats control. All the sanctuary cities, all of that stuff, shut them down in, and don't let nothing in, don't let nothing out, except for people that want out. Let them out, they've
already
take care of them, whatever. But shut it down.
They've already done. The military has done imaginary runs on cities. What would it take
we need to start doing
encircle it? Mm-hmm. But because the cities are,
that's an insurrection of itself, I believe.
I mean, I don't know. I would hate to see that we would get to that. I'm just saying, when you talk about possibilities, are we living in a time where anything's possible?
Yeah, where everything's been weaponized.
I mean, I was getting to the point where the leadership was so bad. I almost was ready. It was almost like Red Dawn time, man. I was thinking we could be, with the balloons coming over the country, we could see an invasion force dropping in parts of the country and taking control of it.
Brother, I was ready.
I'm telling you, man.
I was ready.
I still am. Go ahead.
Yeah. I still am ready.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was not far-fetched. People looked at the movie and said, well, that's kind of scary, but that could never happen here. I was at the point, man, we were so not watching what was going on. I mean, we already know we've got nuclear submarines off the coast of America.
Listen to this.
Ready for action at any time. They're there.
Don't say that it can't happen because we let millions of people in during the time Joe Biden was president. Millions upon millions. We didn't even vet the majority of them. We have no clue where they came from.
And we have millions of people that are already in the country that are angry at the country and want to do violence. They're ready to do violence
That's right.
to pay back or to, attack somebody. All it takes is a few well-placed different things to happen.
It's a powder keg.
And
but unfortunately, there are those that have bigger mouths than others. But I honestly believe that the problems are a handful of cities. That's where the majority of the problem lies, is a handful
and it
of
paints the
Democratic
rest of America bad.
Yes, they're Democratic controlled cities that have weirdos as governors, mayors all over the place. Whatever.
Give me your top 5 cities that are in trouble right now that anything could happen. Because LA's one.
Yes, I'm going LA, Portland.
Portland's another one.
Seattle, Minneapolis,
without a doubt.
And I'm gonna say Nashville, because Nashville has got some crazy crap going on.
There's a lot of differences there. You could also go into Texas. Texas is not the Texas of old.
No.
Texas is in trouble politically.
Especially where the Sharia law is trying to take a hold.
Exactly. But there's other
But I want to tell you
cities,
what, Roy and Kennedy have put legislation forth that'll put a halt on that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Chicago's
our
a city
courts
that's in trouble.
Should not enforce another nation's laws. Our court should. That's the reason why they got the World Court in The Hague, right?
Well, going that the World Court, when back in '98, it was, I'll never forget it. Before the World Court, the International Criminal Court, before they were coming into power, and that's what they said on their website. They enacted that in Rome, which is interesting to me, and it said on the website, "We'll go into power."
Yeah. When
they were all over there and they were voting on what the powers of the ICC would be, the night before the vote, somebody went and changed some of the wording of what they were going to vote on the next morning. People that were there for the United States and Israel noticed the changes and walked out. And they never voted on the ICC.
Yep.
That's why we don't adhere to pretty much anything they say, because it got ratified, but without our signatures. We don't have anything to do with it. But if I was doing a deep dive,
they have no authority.
Yeah, I was doing a deep dive into it at the time. They've probably changed some things since then. 2 things about that. I went through all the bylaws. I was reading a lot with the EU, the EU Commission. I was deep diving in all that. There was 2 things about the ICC that was crazy to me. One is they had the power to go into any state or any country in any state and take anybody out that they deemed was to be brought before the court.
Yep.
And the state and their country had nothing they could say about it if you signed off on that ratification. Number 2 is terrorism was not even a crime at the ICC.
Yep.
Of all the crimes that you could have, terrorism was not listed. Another thing they could do, they could transfer any denomination of money, and nobody could question them on the money they moved between nation states.
Yep.
And every country,
complete autonomy.
Yeah, in any country where they had judges for the ICC, they had to guarantee them and the family members
Yep.
jobs.
Yep.
Jobs.
And
safety.
And safety detail.
And they could not look at any documents they took in and out of the country. It was all in the bylaws. You just had to go read them. They put them on the internet. I would say nobody. Many people didn't take the time to even look. And, we still never signed off on that. It's still not a thing that they can come to America. Now, what they do is they charge. Like they'll charge. I have no doubt that they will charge President Trump with crimes, but either right before he leaves office or after. They will. They've already did that for others. But you wait and see. There was talk they was going to do that to Bush at one time, George W. That he was going to be charged with crime. Do what?
If they did that to an ex-president, they wouldn't be around long.
Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting conversation. Didn't plan on going this long with it. We're going to have to get off of here. If we do something else, we'll probably be Rumble only. I don't know. We might throw a pod in there, but maybe not. We'll see. I don't know, because we'll see. But we're going to get off here. It's getting to the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Thank you, Biscuit Boy. Great discussion. I like it that we all have different viewpoints. That's what makes it great. We agree on some things. We disagree on some things, and it's okay.
That's the way it should be.
We should be able to do that. That's the freedom we have in America.
That's right.
And I value all your opinions. Like
Amen.
I say, you don't agree with some things I say. I don't agree with some things you say. It's okay.
That's what makes the world go round, you know.
I like to hear them because it just gives me. I kind of like to know what people, how they feel about it. You know,
food for thought.
Food for thought. Me and Paul sometimes don't agree on stuff. You know, like he thinks it's okay to smoke them cloves.
That's true.
And I don't.
Completely disagree.
I'm not smoking no cloves, man. Yeah. Facts, Porcupine, are you still in there? Would you smoke a clove? They say it's good for your health.
I don't know if it's good for your health or not. It's just a phase that I went through.
Oh, a phase you went through. I thought they were saying that the smoking of the cloves was good. Like,
no, mullein is actually good for your lungs. Mullein, yes. It will actually clean your lungs. If you're a smoker, it can get rid of 30 years worth of tar and all that stuff built up in there.
You take it or smoke it?
You smoke it.
You smoke it. What is a mullein?
Mullein is a plant that grows naturally.
Okay. I never heard of it.
Really good for the lungs. Mullein. M-U-L-L-I-E-N maybe, or I-N, I'm not positive. E or something. I don't know.
So what is its a power? Like what is it that's in it that makes it able to do that?
I don't know all the ins and outs, how it works. I'll look into it a little more and bring it.
Yeah, we're gonna,
because I'm definitely gonna try it.
We're gonna.
I mean, I am. I want to see what it does. They say you smoke it for a couple of days and you start coughing up this black stuff out of your lungs. That it shows you're cleaning your lungs out. You're cleaning, and you can breathe 20 times better.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't have a problem breathing right now. But,
yeah, you don't want to.
That I say I don't have a problem breathing compared to what? I can't think of how.
Facts, Porcupine. Tell him what the name of that is again.
Mullein.
Mullein.
M-U-L-L-I-N-E or M-U-L-L-I-N or something. M-U-L-L-I-N.
We'll get some information on that because I honestly, personally, I've never heard that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I know.
I'll get some more information.
I would like more info. We're going to talk a lot about holistic health and stuff. We're already kind of doing that. We're just going to talk about it. Talk about its own show though. We're going to do that.
We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about a lot. We're
going to talk about finances.
We've got a lot of education for everybody.
And we're going to Biscuit Boys. We're going to start our gun show back up on Rumble only because these other ones will run and cry for the hills and cancel us if we do it.
Yeah.
But we might do it on Podbean. I think we can do it on Podbean and we'll do it on Rumble.
Well, they can't see them on Podbean.
Video.
That's you got to worry about it.
For the audio for the Podbean and the video for Rumble, and we'll talk. We're going to talk about guns again and some of the things that are going on with that, some of the laws that are trying to change,
right? Some
of the stories, the case studies that are going on out there, and many things about that. We did a show and we had to get back to it. The guy that was helping me, he's been busy and I've been busy, but me and Paul, and maybe he'll join us one night because we want to continue that.
Yeah.
Be a great show to continue to talk about. I mean,
most
absolutely. If I'm on to get tonight, it's going to be a music show. I'm going to try to talk about music and do my 3 albums and all that. We may just talk.
Sounds like good times.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a mystery band. Mystery only because I haven't revealed it yet. But I really know where I want to go. And we're not going to do a chronology. We're just going to talk all over the place about, because I want to do that with those 2 groups, but I want to talk about a band and just your stories, you're seeing them, songs you like, didn't like. We just want to kind of throw that out there. And I've got the band. I know who it is. I'm just not telling you yet, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Have a great night. And thanks for your support. Give us a like, follow. Thank you, Facts Porcupine, for all that. And Cody on the Podbean. Podbean's growing for us, and we're getting more consistent with it. And we should, and we appreciate all the folks that listen. We're getting a lot of love out there, and we appreciate it.
Most definitely.
And y'all give Facts Porcupine a podcast to follow on Podbean. If you don't have Podbean, get it. It's a great MP3 platform, which I've never had a problem with. It's always done great for me. It has and they're adding things to it all the time too. They're really doing a good job investing in Podbean. And there's a lot of great creators on there. I've went in and talked to people that we are far apart, but they've let me talk on stage.
Right.
They may think you Georgia cracker, but they're nice to me, and I appreciate that. We have some different opinions. We talk with respect to each other, But there's some great shows on there, and
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet is sweet.
That's right.
Sweet in the heat of the night. Remember, he was a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he was.
All right, we're out. See you
Peace.
soon. Thank you, Facts. We are a pretty good tag team. We've been through many valleys and hills together, and we bounce each other off of each other real well. So thank you for listening to the Cornbread Man and the Biscuit Boy on the show tonight. God bless you all. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Always keep ascending.
Yeah, keep ascending. On Podbean, you will not hear the song. We'll close that after we start and cut off the mics for the other channels. Take care. There it goes. I knew that song.
Out on the airwaves, mud soaked and loud. Cornbread man talking, biscuit boy proud. Static crackles like a rattlesnake's tail. Voices rolling like a freight train wheel. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Gravy drips in the southern drawl. Stories thick like the cypress tall. Radio rebels riding wild and free, shouting truths like a storm at sea.